Hello makeup babes. Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this makeup look using all of your goodies from the August BoxyCharm. So if you guys are subscribers, then pull that box out and follow me and I will give you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how to achieve this look. If you are not a BoxyCharm subscriber, that's okay, because you can find any colors that are close or resemble the shades that we're going to be using today. And I'll show you the placements, where everything goes, and how to. Alright, stay tuned and let's have some makeup fun. For this makeup look, I am going to use everything that I got in my BoxyCharm. And this little guy, I'm going to be showing you guys everything that came in there. So I'm going to be using this palette from Violet Voss Essentials 2 palette. So here's the palette. Here's the colors. So it's very pretty. So I have this, which is from Hydra. It's a sleep serum. I'm going to put it on right now. All skin types, and it's triple action hyaluronic acid. So you guys see that? I'm going to try this. I do have stuff on my skin already from this morning. I'm just rubbing this right into my skin on top of whatever I have before I start priming. So that's very light. It feels good. I would just add that into my routine at night. We're going to start off with a primer. So for primer, I'm going to use the Iredale. This is the Smooth Affair for oily skin. I'm just going to get a little dab like this much. Alright, so just because I normally never have any breakouts, but because I do have this little breakout here, and I had a couple more up here, but they're gone. Like I said, I don't have very acne prone skin, so I usually don't have this issue, but I'm going to go ahead and start off with this product right here, which is Disappear from Iredale, and this is a concealer that has green tea extract. So anytime you have breakouts, start your routine, whatever you're doing with that. So just dab it on the imperfections or wherever you have the breakouts, and then use the rest. Alright, so I have no idea if this Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer super coverage is going to work with my skin or if it's even going to be my match, but we're going to try it because why not? Doesn't look bad. I am so pleasantly shocked at the accuracy that BoxyCharm got with the color matching. I'm using this Tarte dual brush to press it into my skin, and just press all of the product into the skin, and then you can just blend it out. But I love the color. Okay, so what I did, I really like the coverage. I'm pleasantly surprised. Born This Way from Too Faced. And this is in the color Sand. Honestly, I thought it was going to be too neutral, but it looks perfect. So I put a couple dabs on top of my eyes, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the same concealer as my primer. So yes, you can use your concealer as a primer, just don't go heavy. Blend it out. I'm gonna grab this translucent powder from Dermablend, and this actually is illuminating banana powder. Now what we're gonna do, like I said, is I'm just gonna add a little bit of that Dermablend powder with this Veramona brush, and I'm just gonna tap it right on top, and that way you can use that as your primer underneath your shadows. To be very honest, sometimes I like the way this looks better than a primer. I was going to start off with just using these colors that are more neutral, like the brown, the bronze, the copper, and then maybe using these two as transition colors. And I might add this crazy blue, this blue sky on the bottom. But we'll start off nice and neutral so that you guys can follow those steps. And if you want to keep it just soft, you can stop there. If you want to add that pop, you can do that too. Before I get into the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows first. And I am using the Urban Decay Brow Blade. So I'm going to go ahead and use this first. I'm going to use the ink side, which looks like that. And I'm going to fill in any gaps with this side, which is the waterproof pencil. Yes, I seriously could not see them like that. So I just start off by brushing them up. Then I start with the ink stain side, and I just literally draw on little brush strokes. It almost looks like microblading, so it looks very natural, and I've been getting nothing but compliments since I started using this. Our colors for the eyes. I'm going to use just this fluffy morph brush And I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is beige. Fill that up. Go ahead and start in the crease, just to have a transition color. It's very light. It's almost like has a gray tone to it. Remember, the transition color does not have to have a lot of color to it. It has to look very nice and neutral. Alright, so next I'm going to grab the color Clay, which is right here, next to the beige. Same fluffy brush. And I'm going to just put it right there inside the. This is going inside the crease. And the reason why I'm layering is because I felt like the first one you could barely see. So it's okay to layer 2 neutral colors. Alright, so now I'm going to grab the color not rose gold. This is called Copper. The color Copper. Same brush. What I do is I use my color switch. Right here, color switch from Veramona. And it looks like this. I just grab my brush, swirl it on there, and it takes all the product off, and now I can keep using the same brush. So I'm going to use Copper. I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to use it on the outer corners of my eyes. I'm going to go into the crease a little bit, just like that. Remember to blend everything inwards from the outer corner of the eye all the way in, and do the same thing on the other side. Use my color switch. And I'm going to grab the color Bronze right on top. This color switch is like a must-have. That way you don't have to use 50 brushes, even though I have these other Veramona brushes that are ready for duty. I'm going to use the Veramona blending brush, which looks like that. Just a little fluffy, guys, just a little bit. Look at the difference. You see how this one's just bigger and wider? This is going to be more precise. And I'm going to use the color Chocolate Brown right here, brown, on the outside, just to create depth. Okay, so I was saying we're going to use this brush because it's just a little bit more precise and it's a little bit thinner. And again, always blend from the outer skirts inward. This is just intensifying the look a little bit. So I put that chocolate brown here and here and just blended it in, just inwards. I'm actually gonna grab a little bit of the chocolate and the copper, mix it together on this blending brush, and I'm going to add just a little intensity on the outer corners here. So I'll take some product off and blend, blend, blend. The key to everything is just blending. Now we are going to add that pop of color that I mentioned, and I'm going to use that sky blue that's down here, and I'm going to use that on the bottom. You can always intensify the color. I always tend to start off way too light, and then I realize that I should have gone a little darker. So you'll see that I needed to work on that. So I switched over to this other Veramona brush, which is called Deep Shading. You see that? It's a deep shading brush, and it's like this. It's just a lot more tinier, so I can really get in here. I finished putting it on the bottoms, and then I use the NYX Aqua Green eyeliner. It's a mechanical eyeliner, and that's the color of it. And I just use that on the inside waterline on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner, and I'm going to be using this one, which is from Rockins. And it's called Big Fat Liner Kohl marker pen. So we're going to do that on the top. The tip of this pen is actually so firm that it does allow you to get a nice precise edge. And now the challenge is always to make a twin on the other side. But don't be afraid. Just go for it and use your own lower waterline as a guideline so that you know how to shape it out and where to go with your line. And if you make any mistakes, you can always fix them by erasing them, so it's all good. But yeah, just start off by outlining and then fill it in. I'm going to go ahead and use my Jane Iredale, my pressed powder, and I am in the color Sweet Honey. And I always use my handy brush. So the handy brush is the perfect one for picking up product. And remember, I already went ahead and put the primer on my skin and also use that serum, the hydrating serum. So I'm just going to go ahead and go right into it and just kind of place it on the skin. This is not a finishing touch. This is my foundation. Granted, I can layer it, but it's not needed. This alone is my foundation. Saying this has an SPF 20 built into it. It's a block. It's gonna give me protection from both. And I live in Florida, so even if I don't go outside, I have windows. Why not protect my skin? This is the only makeup that I will say you can go ahead and sleep in, and it's not a big deal. It has antioxidants. It's gonna make your skin actually look better. So remember, I put the little Disappear on here, which is that green tea extract concealer. And on top of that, if I put this, I am really taking care and spoiling my skin. And it gives you great coverage. So I set in between. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set my skin. Let that dry. The Tarte, this is the Park Avenue Princess, their bronzer set. See that? It smells like chocolate cake. I'm sure that that's intentional, but it smells so good. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna use between Princess Cut and Angle. You can see where I love contouring. Every time I say I'm gonna skip it, I regret it and I put some on. So this is a must. Okay, so another trick that I always do is once I put on my bronzer, just so that it doesn't look too almost like, I don't know, like heavy in any spots, I go back with my same brush that I use for my foundation with no product on there, just whatever's left over. And I just kind of swipe downward and just like in your eyeshadows, blending is key for everything. So if you don't want to look blotchy or like it looks a little too concentrated in one spot, then go ahead and just buff everything out with a brush that has nothing on it. Now I'm gonna use one of my Melt Cosmetics blush. This one is in Cali Dream. It's so pretty. Here's the color. So I use this brush, and it's from Morphe. It's the E52 brush. I like it because it's nice and flat, and it just grabs the product and just places it right on the skin perfectly for the blush. And I'm also going to buff this out as well. I love getting the product all over where I would naturally have blush. So my cheeks, my nose, and my chin. I am in love with these blushes. I really am. So pretty. Okay. And again, I'll just grab this and kind of just go around the edges. I just want to clean up the eyes a little bit, and with the blue I kind of felt like it got a little bit in there. So with the same brush that I use for my concealer, I'm going to use the smaller tip and just kind of clean it up. This is the beauty of makeup. You can always fix and correct any mistakes. With this Veramona detail brush, it's a precise shading brush. You see how tiny it is? I'm going to grab the rose gold color. Okay, so I just grabbed a little bit of the rose gold, wet my brush, and I'm just going to add a little, just a little touch. So for the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and curl up the lashes a little bit. My lashes are already curly, but that, you know, all lashes can always get an extra little And then I'm going to use the Anastasia lash brag. I think it only comes in black, so it's like this. I like the brush though. It makes them nice and fat and bulky. I like that. And then I'm going to add some lashes just because we did a lot with the eyes. I don't know what to do for lips. Okay, so the color that they sent is kind of a bright color. I could do it. Alright, for lips, I am using the lip liner in Strip Down. This is so sad. Look how little it is. Super tiny. That's all I have left of it. And for lipstick, I'm going to go ahead and use this matte lipstick in Hollywood. But it's like a pinky nude color. And since Strip Down is such a brown, then it's going to blend pretty. I love the blend between anything that's pinky with the brown liner because it gives you that perfect nude. I'm running out of time. The kids are getting restless, and so is my husband to get in here. But yeah, you see that? It's a beautiful color. Just a nice blend together. So that's Strip Down with Hollywood from Anastasia. Alright guys, so this is the final look with the lashes. I just used the classic dummy wispies from Iredale. I think that they're everybody's favorites. They never look like too much, but they're just enough. So this is it, and that's the lipstick blend that I used, or that I came up with. But I like it. I'm gonna go fix this mop on my head and be right back.